Hey, dude, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There he is,
Yes.
the man himself. Good to see you, bro. You look good, man.
Thank you.
How,
Appreciate it.
how do you feel?
I feel good.
Do you feel as good as you look?
I do. I do. I mean, I look old as fuck, but
No, no,
yeah.
no, dude. No, 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 no. You look fantastic, man. I appreciate you doing this. Let's
Yeah, of
jump
course.
into a few things and just kind of shoot the shit.
Yep.
You obviously look great, but talk to me about how you're feeling these days, like both physically and mentally, after the transformation.
I mean, carrying around over 300 pounds was a lot physically, but it was also a lot mentally.
Right,
I think that the two were kind of went hand in hand. I probably became that heavy because I was sort of broken mentally.
right, right, right,
um,
right, right.
Mortgage, divorce, kids, bills, all piles up. And think, until I made the decision to make a change, it's really when things started to come into place and shift and make me realize that I was able to actually do something about it and have a
Right.
positive change. And meeting you was really that catalyst because times before I would set my goal, okay, I've got this thing I'm going to, and I got to lose 30 pounds. And 4 months out, 3 months out, I'm not consistent. I'm not following it. 2 months out, I'm like, screw it. And I would end up just canceling the event and not doing
Right.
it. And that happened over the course of 10 years.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so it was definitely there was something went off in my head that said, okay, this time let's do it. And it was really because you kind of made it easy to follow and something that wasn't, that couldn't be sustained. And I think that was the biggest
Right.
change, the biggest thing that was really helpful for me that I could make this part of my everyday life. I could still go out to eat, figure out what to eat,
Right.
what not to have, but still function normally without having some
Sure.
crazy, crazy diet that I couldn't maintain um, consistently. It was all about consistency.
You know, the thing about it with you, and from what you told me in your younger years, you were really thin and fit, and then you kind of put
I
the weight
mean,
on.
yeah, I when I was 30, I ran the New York City Marathon, 3 hours and 19 minutes. I was
That's great.
90. I was
You told me you didn't even train for that. I remember you talking about that. You just bought sneakers and went on it. Wow.
but yeah, from 30, I was my 30s, and then I had kids I had twins when I was 32, and
Wow.
from 32 to basically when I was 50 is really when I kind of was able to said, okay, let's do something about it. Something that
Interesting stuff, man. I appreciate you sharing that.
yeah.
Um, when it comes to you putting the weight on, it's clear that it happened after some sort of hardship, stresses, things that you were struggling with. So I guess this means that, the eating, obviously you have to eat to put weight on, but what was causing you to eat? These were all like emotionally driven triggers that you seem to have been able to get under control using the peak method.
I mean, it was just, I think it was easy to eat bad. It was easy to stop
I
when I
hear
was
that a
starting
lot.
a business.
All right.
It was easy to stop and get the dollar menu at McDonald's. I was, shamefully proud that I collected all of the Coke glasses from McDonald's that they were giving out. Not only, it took me a while to realize that was not a good idea.
Not the best idea. I understand. Not the best idea.
It was easy, 10 pounds, 15 pounds a year over 10 years. It happens. And 10 pounds isn't a lot over a year, but when you
Right.
let that go 30, 40, 50, 60, then taking it off became insurmountable.
Right.
Until my head was ready, until my mind was right to do something.
Well, talk about that for a minute. Like, what is it? What flipped in your mind? Was it turning, was it your age? Was it health? What flipped in your mind that said, I need to change this now?
Part of it was I had a son who was getting to be overweight, and
Right.
I started to realize like this is not really a good role model,
Right.
and this is not something that I should set an example for him.
Right.
But moreover, I mean, over 300 pounds. I mean, I would eat dinner and then just lay out and pass out on the couch and
Right.
not doing anything. And I was someone who liked to go out dancing. I liked to,
Right.
you know,
Right.
to be at the beach. When I was younger, it was always shirts off and going to the beach. And that was, it just never happened. And kind of started to realize I lost a part of it. And
Wow, that's
I think
powerful, man.
the switch was really, I turned 50, and I think that was a big enough number for me to say, wait, this is halfway through. I can't keep going.
Understood. Like as you started to lose weight, tell me about what kind of effect that had on you physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. Like,
I mean, getting your mind right and being okay with not losing, weight at a certain rate.
Right.
And I just started focusing on the plan, and I let the plan work, and it kept working. I noticed changes in my energy levels. I noticed energy in how I was running my business.
Right. 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 Right.
I was just so much more focused when I started to see the success that I had with
of course.
the program and losing the weight. And it just kind of snowballed into, I think I can get back. And I kept my Gucci's and my Giorgio Armani clothes from when I was young.
Right.
Of course, I
Still
got
young,
to a
man.
point where I fit in them again, and
Right.
then realized this stuff is 25 years old. I'm not wearing this stuff. I'm going to get new stuff. It was I think it was kind of cathartic though, being to get back
Sure.
into those things and say, okay, yeah, this kind of work. And it's been 6 years now. I'm able to have sustained. I fluctuate still. I still go up 10 pounds. I go down 10 pounds.
Water.
But the lifestyle is easy to maintain.
Right.
To continue to feel good and think right.
I got you, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Talk to me about like having access, like, our 2-a-week coaching calls. Did you find that helpful? What did that do for like keeping you accountable?
I mean, the probably the most the thing that was the most successful was the one-on-one that I did get to have with you, and it was really something I looked forward to because I knew that you knew what you're talking about. You clearly know what you're talking about, and it was just easy to see, okay, this guy believes in me. He sees how I am. I know what he looks like. And he believes in this enough to be able to transform me. And it was enough to really just, keep going week after week, month after month. And, it was over a year that I had that, that really critical success.
Right.
Seeing how to train and
Right.
teaching the skill, when to eat what, how to eat it, and what not to eat. But again, it was cutting out crap, and it was getting away from processed foods, and
Sure.
it just worked. It just worked.
You-
Things never worked before.
You mentioned something about the gym. I remember when we were having one of our initial conversations, you were like, dude, I really just hate going to the gym. And I wanted to dig into that a little bit because it didn't make sense to me since you went so often when you were younger. So like, what was it about the program that got you back into really enjoying going to the gym again? What broke the wall down?
Something
You seem to have started to enjoy it again. That's what I'm getting at. Like you,
Yeah. I just started to really see the progress, and I always loved fitness
Right.
lifestyle.
Right,
I like
right.
that. I like the way people look when they're fit.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
something that really, started to as the weight came off and I started to have some strength gains. It was kind of
course.
just a snowball.
of course, man. Like one thing leads to the other. It's that's just how it goes in this game.
Yeah.
Talk to me about, see, this is a very personal question. I like to ask this question because everybody has a unique answer. Um, you were never a plus size person. Then you kind of turned into one, and now you're not anymore. Being somebody that can kind of speak on, because you were on both ends of the spectrum,
Yeah.
and looking at how society paints being plus size these days, they almost paint it like it's okay, and it is okay morally, like you're not a bad person because you're plus size, but they make it seem like it's equally as healthy almost. You being on both ends, how can you differentiate? Like, elaborate on that.
So, I mean, I mean, I don't think that I never felt like I fit in when I was plus size. I always felt like, I got side looks and I always felt self conscious. So I'm not sure that I really felt that society was okay with plus size.
What about how you felt personally, like you when you were that
I
size?
mean,
Like
I was broken buying 44-inch waist pants from Kohl's. That was a hard
from
step.
Coles.
And when they started feeling tight and like, Jesus, what am I doing? It was
Right.
just insane. So it just I had such low self esteem and felt so shitty about myself that it um, it it kind of just felt defeating, and
Yeah.
couldn't get out of that until you get your mind right, meet the right people, put yourself in the right experiences, and so you get that little taste of success.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, dude. So you run a business, a decent sized one too, and you seem to have been able to implement like this entire program into your life as is without taking away from your work responsibilities, family, of kids. Talk about that a little bit.
I mean, it, I think being on that program was catapulted me to be able to be more successful than I was without, I think, learning the discipline of training,
Interesting.
showing up, getting my meals right. I think all of that really had a tremendously positive impact on growing a business and running a business. Um, the energy levels were night and day.
Right.
It was you have people around you that are working for you, and when they see positive changes in you, that also leads to people wanting to work harder and
Of course.
kind of want to get on board with the program, whether it's being healthy or whether
Right.
it's blowing up business and staying busy and making money. So I think the two are so closely related.
Right.
And, learning that discipline on the program really transcends way beyond the weight loss. It was really a eye opening how different that was, being, leaner and fitter and clear of mind and
Right.
versus, well, it was, so they totally correlate.
Well, like you mentioned, the principles are very closely correlated. It's just it's essentially habit building. What you do when you embark on some sort of a mission to get fit, you're essentially getting your diet right. You're essentially getting your sleep right. You're getting your movement right, and you're putting
Yeah.
them all together with consistency, and
Yep.
that yields results. And in business, it's just a few simple things that you do day in and day out that yield results. It's very similar.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was part and parcel of me, growing to a 14-person engineering firm,
Right.
starting out on my own, and it was having that discipline was really critical. That growth,
I appreciate you.
discipline of mind and
Right.
discipline, of, yeah,
Go ahead, man. Go.
getting my health in order.
Oh, health is paramount. Everything else follows after that. Health is paramount.
Yeah.
So listen, we'll wrap up, but give everyone out there your greatest takeaway from the peak method, like outside of the weight loss. Taking that transformation and moving it aside, what else has it done for you in your life that's been the most meaningful?
I mean, I felt attractive again. It's been so long since
Wow.
I felt like an attractive human being. Like, wait,
That's-
someone actually
It's really powerful, man.
you know, finds me attractive, and
Right.
it was a really, really that was really dramatic for me to get that confidence back.
Of course.
Yeah, that was probably the one of the biggest mental wins that I had in
Wow.
terms of going through the peak. It was that I felt like I was part of I was divorced, so I needed to get back and meet people, and meeting people at 300 pounds is a lot different than meeting somebody at 200 pounds.
Like, I could imagine. I could imagine, especially you're down in Florida, right?
I'm in Florida, yeah.
Oh, so listen,
Yeah.
even the more reason for you to be, in the type of shape that you can take your shirt off with confidence.
It's
So.
so much easier to be healthy down here than in New York.
Right, definitely.
I don't know why people do it, but I got lucky and I'm here for 3 years. So.
Nice. Awesome, man. I mean, well, Paul, you look great. You look fantastic. You've made
Cheers.
astronomical changes. So no,
Thank you.
thank you. You get the credit. I guided you a bit, but you did the rest.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time to do this, man. Thank you so much.
I'd love to spread the word.
If you feel free to do so, man. I'm happy. I would really love to be able to help as many people as I possibly can. I'm being really serious about that.
Well, you made it really easy, Rob, and it was. I hope the other people that you can touch, I'm sure they'll have the same success.
Nice of you to say that. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Good to talk to you, man.
All right.